You all welcome back to Smart Accusations TV show. Today is 28th February 2026. On today's topic, it is about Bianca Ojukwu, the wife of Ojukwu. So she has, according to the news, say Bianca moved to stop Israel from supporting Biafra independent after their discussion about Biafra in their parliament. So as it is, the warlord, the wife of the former warlord, Ojukwu wife, Bianca Ojukwu. So she has now moved to try to stop the Biafran independence. Since last week, the Israel parliament, they have been discussing how they are going to grant Biafran freedom and how they are going to recognize Biafra in their country and all over the world. So as it is, it's not okay in the ear of Nigeria and also in the ear of the enemy of the Igbos. Since then, there have been battle left, right, and center. And as it is now, the wife of Ojukwu, so she has now gone now and meet the ambassador of Israel, start discussing about different things to her, and everybody know how it happened during the days of Simon Ekpa, when she went to Finland claiming that she's going for business and for cooperation with the Finland government or with the Finland minister. Before you know, it is about Simon Ekpa. So now she has started again through making sure to stop the discussion of Biafra, making sure to stop anything concerning Biafra in the Israel parliament, claiming that they are discussing about business. So in this video, you are going to hear everything from this our Biafran activist, who is going to explain the whole thing, how she went and what they discussed, and things that is going on in Nigeria right now. So don't skip any part of it. Try to watch to the end for you to understand and see everything by yourself. So as about to watch, like, subscribe, and make sure you share the video to go and let others see what is going on in Nigeria.
How on a day today? I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. Breaking news. Just as Israel in their parliament, they were speaking about Biafra, trying to support the liberation and the independence of Biafra. Nigerian government has sent Bianca Ojukwu. Oh my God, have mercy. You won't believe this. What you are seeing here is the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria and Bianca Ojukwu, who is the so-called, what's her title again? Let's see her title. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. Bianca Ojukwu invited this man. Tinubu asked her to invite the man to discuss how to stop the notion of liberating Biafra. I can't believe what I'm seeing here, my people. There is fire on the mountain. Bianca Ojukwu, one-time wife of our eternal leader, Ojukwu, is now the one being used against the liberation of Biafra. We all heard the story just last week, where in the Israeli parliament they were discussing Biafra. They were looking at how to support us. They respected and observed our sit at home for the past 5 years as a sign of solidarity to our freedom, for our quest for independence. But today, Nigeria has called again the wife of Ojukwu, or the ex-wife of Ojukwu, to speak to the Israeli ambassador, to tell them to please disregard Biafra, disregard the notion of freeing Biafra, that Nigeria is now one, that Biafra and Nigeria, we are one country. This is what I was told by some of those who work in the Ministry of States with Bianca Ojukwu. So let us go to the discussion where they wrote a few notes on how the meeting went. Let's go there. It says, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Ojukwu, received in audience the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Freeman, in her office. Discussions focused on strengthening relationship between Nigeria and Israel in area of mutual interest. Hey, God have mercy. Discussions focused on strengthening relationship between Nigeria and Israel on areas of mutual interest. Does that ring a bell? Areas of mutual interest. Does that ring a bell? This was the same thing that they did against Simon Ekpa in Finland. When Simon Ekpa was waxing very strong in Finland, when Biafrans were coming together under one voice, under one union, under one accord, going towards our liberation, Bianca Ojukwu again called on the Finnish ambassadors to Nigeria, herself and the one they call Yusuf Tuga, who is the Minister for Foreign Affairs. They called on all the Scandinavian ministers for foreign affairs, and they discussed mutual interest, having benefit for their mutual interest. In the case of Finland, they asked for the head of Simon Ekpa, and before you knew it, the Finnish Foreign Affairs Minister said Simon Ekpa was hindering the progress between the mutual interest of Nigeria and Finland. And within 2 months, Simon Ekpa was called in for questioning. He was held in police custody. He was charged with online activities relating to terrorism and the rest of them. And before you knew it, he was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. Today, at a time when Israel has now acknowledged Biafra in their parliament, Nigeria again has sent Bianca Ojukwu, to go and do the unthinkable, to discuss mutual interest with Israel, to find a way to sabotage with the Biafrans. Hey, God have mercy. Ojukwu, why, Ojukwu, why? Why did you marry this woman, Ojukwu? Lord have mercy. Sometimes our leaders make mistake. It's there in your Bible. It's there in your Bible. King David made the same mistake. Samson made the same mistake. Lord have mercy. Ojukwu, our eternal leader. This woman that you once married has become a thorn in the flesh of the Biafrans. They say woman, she lied to the ex-wife of Nnamdi Kanu. She lied to Uchechi Kanu that if they can both work together with the DOS, find a way to blackmail Simon Ekpa in Finland, that way she assured them that Nigeria will release Nnamdi Kanu immediately. Because of that, the DOS, they sent 3 IPOB members to Finland to be witness against Simon Ekpa, to bear false witness and say Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB and that Simon Ekpa is the killer of his people. By so doing, those 3 IPOB members, they helped Nigeria to win their case against Simon Ekpa. But the reward they gave to Uchechi Kanu, the reward they gave to the DOS was for the same Nigeria government to jail the leader of IPOB to life imprisonment. I don't get it. It makes no sense that if IPOB can help Nigeria, I repeat, if IPOB, the DOS, could assist Nigerian government, if they could assist the Federal Republic of Nigeria to win the case against Simon Ekpa in Finland, how come the Federal Republic of Nigeria now jailed the leader of IPOB, the head of the DOS, in the name of Nnamdi Kanu, to life imprisonment? It's because one woman tricked them. Bianca Ojukwu was behind it. Oh no, as the surname goes, she was behind it. She was the masterminder. Ojukwu, our eternal leader, Odumegwu Ojukwu, the same mistake made by the great men in the Bible was made by him. This woman has been a thorn on the flesh of the Biafrans. She has been a thorn on the flesh of Nnamdi Kanu. She has been a thorn on the flesh of IPOB. And she has been a thorn on the flesh of Simon Ekpa. At this point, I would like to show you all the video where our great sister in Israel was able to support and make sure that the Israeli parliament spoke well about Biafra and the need for our independence and freedom. If you are ready, let's go to that video and watch it. Thank you.
These images from Biafra were the ones that pricked the world's conscience in the 60s. But the world continued to remain silent and the siege continued to their annihilation. From then until today, the numbers are unfathomable. The data in our hands indicates that since the end of that war until our days, approximately 2.5 million people of Biafran origin have been killed. In total, over all these years, we are talking about a fact of nearly 6 million souls. 6 million, a chilling number, horrifying, and it tells us something. What we, as Jews, have known. This number shakes the heart and the depths of the soul. Today, the situation there is worsening due to invading northern Nigerians, radical Muslims seeking to take over this region under the silence and even encouragement of the central government. The Igbo people are facing a cruel choice once presented to them by a former Nigerian justice minister: to convert to Islam, to die, or to live in eternal exile. And I ask, a rhetorical question, why should we intervene? The Jewish conscience obligates us. The Jewish conscience obligates us to intervene and to shout. I conclude and say to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, raise this issue on every platform, in every international forum. Awaken the human conscience of the nations of the world, of the Gentiles. We have a feeling that it does not exist, as we experienced on our own flesh. The Gentiles are also experiencing injustice, double standards, a false scale of values. And therefore I call out here, from the podium of the Israeli Knesset, to the great world, to the entire world to wake up, to place this on the agenda, and to our foreign minister and our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, raise this issue in every possible forum and platform. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
מהדוברים נמצא פה, אין אף אחד, נכון? ישיב אל ההצעה השר, מי השר משיב? בבקשה.
Thank you very much. You've all had it. You've had it. You've had it. Lord have mercy. Need I have to say more? Need I have to say more? Just in less than 7 days, we had this good news of the Israeli parliament speaking, advocating for the freedom of the Biafrans. Nigeria, through the Minister for State for Foreign Affairs, or whatever they call it, through Bianca Ojukwu, she has invited the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria to question and query what's really going on in Israel for the release or the freedom of the Biafrans. Lord have mercy. Our own are being used against us. Our own are being used against us. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. No more.
Oh yes, it is very, very painful and heart beating. The more you fight, the more people destroy. The more you try to arrange, the more your enemy will come to destroy what you have already arranged. Is a very heart touching. The old issue, it is this people, or this the woman who her husband is a legend, who her husband fought for the independence of Biafra, is the person that the Nigerian government is now using against what is happening to Biafra around the world. It is very, very painful. So they know what they are doing. That is why when Tinubu gets into office, they advise him, the first advice is that if you want to get whatever I want to get, to stop all this agitation and the rest of them, you need to pick Bianca Ojukwu or Bianca Ojukwu for him to stop all those things. He's the only person that have the plan, the tactics, how to go, and whatever she will be doing it in the name of her husband, and the people will not have that power to question her too much, and that is what is happening here. Nothing money cannot buy, and then nothing bribery. You know, Nigeria is a very, very one kind corrupt country around the world. Nothing they cannot do with money. Nothing. If you can see what is happening around the world, something that American is brabbering, that they want to come and destroy the terrorists in Nigeria. Before you know, they paid 900 million US dollar, then everything now closed. So this one now, they have now risen up and they start going to Israel and start visiting the Israel ambassador to Nigeria. So before you know now, you will be hearing that they have already paid a lobbies in Israel to start writing books or writing things, article about what is happening in Nigeria, that everything that they are discussing in Nigeria is false. Just be watching, and all those things will happen very soon, because of the whole thing is going around the way things is going. They are not really happy with the way things is going, and you know, the country is not okay, and the people who is demanding to Islamize everywhere, they are there doing their works. Then those who want to be free from this bondage, you are there still tying them together, claiming that they must remain as one. Well, I would like you to watch this video. This brother who explained the cooperation and the recognition of Netanyahu, how the other countries have been telling him, Arab country have been telling him to look into the issue of Biafra. So don't skip any and watch it to the end. You're full of a lot to learn.
אני דורש מממשלות המערב לעשות את מה שנדרש כדי להילחם באנטישמיות ולתת את הביטחון הדרוש, את ההבטחה הדרושה לקהילות היהודיות בעולם, וכדאי שיקשיבו לאזהרות שלנו. אני דורש מהם פעולה עכשיו.
Okay, there's a big shock, and also Rock now is shaking. Shaking because, you know, the India president Modi just met, and he's in Israel presently, and he has met with the Israeli Prime Minister, who is globally, you know, and well renowned in person of Benjamin Netanyahu. And Netanyahu now is telling the Israeli parliament to formally recognize and what declare Biafra. Even when everybody is surprised, the India, for that matter, is meeting Israeli PM, and that this shows that Biafra now is getting louder, bigger, and stronger daily. What's your take as regards this?
Yes, you can see that we have already 24 members of the Knesset parliament already endorsing this, and the process of diplomatic engagement is still going on. Just to bring you closer to the breaking news that have took place in Israel, Jerusalem today, when the Prime Minister Modi of India visited Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem. After the brief discussion, and we're hearing that the Israeli Prime Minister, as you can see in this video, also defended the word and saying it very clearly that his responsibility is to defend Biafra, the Jews and the Christians all over the world. He told Modi at the end of the day. But do you know the funniest thing? According to an insider who is of the know, said that they shared a possible relationship, bilateral engagement, and diplomatic support for Biafra with the Indian president. Can you see that? And after that arrangement, then he now instructed the Knesset parliament, who is us. We are hearing that there's a massive addition to the 24 MK that we used to have before. I think they're heading up to 50 now. And he clearly stated that please formalize the declaration of Biafra within the structures of legislation of the Knesset parliament. That is a very big good news for Biafrans all over the world to understand that God is seriously at work. And of course, for the Indian Prime Minister to be briefed on diplomatic ground on the ongoing plan in the Israeli government currently, irrespective of the tension that we are seeing that's playing out between Israel and Iran at the moment. It's a fine time to get some of this thing actually done on a serious note, sending a possible signal even to the US Congress and to rally more on Donald Trump, to understand very clearly that it can actually come from another angle that people are not really expecting. And faster it is, like the Israeli plot or plan is going to be faster than what we are hearing about the United States of America. But it looks like these powerful nations are working collectively for the possible this. But what baffles a lot of people is that how come we are seeing a proper documentation, legislation, both in the United States of America and in Israel? Proper, you see legislation. It's not just ordinary declaration, or recognition. Let me put it that way. But you can see that everything is formalized to tell you that the Biafran nation is going to be one of the most solid, nations in the world, backed up by first 10 powerful nations in the world. Now, I think I've mentioned the names of those countries before, including India, with what we are hearing from the Jerusalem currently now over the visit of Modi currently now. So you can see what it is, and we are expecting that the update will be given by the time they concluded obeying Benjamin Netanyahu's position in that regard. They might formally and officially declare Biafra in the parliament of Israel as a sovereign. Yes, as a sovereign. That's what I'm telling you. As a sovereign nation in the parliament. That is what analysts are discussing and talking about. By the time they formalize it and agreed holistically, they will not declare it, as a sovereign recognized nation. So then they will now ask the federal government through diplomatic channels all over the world to do an automatic release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and with time, 24 hours or thereabout, to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, or the consequences will be the Mossad movement in Nigeria.
But we see Shegumi saying that Nigeria and Tinubu allowing Israel to interfere in Nigeria affairs will finally lead to the breakup.
The way they brought in Turkey, the way they brought in Pakistan, the way they bring in Chad, and the way they bring in Saudi Arabia in Nigeria, the way they bring in people who are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. So why would they be concerned if there's going to be an Israeli intervention in Nigeria? There's going to be an American intervention in Nigeria. The one they have brought enough, are they giving us positive vibes or negative vibes? It's a question for Gumi and all the northern political leaders, including the Sultan of Sokoto, to actually answer themselves. Are they bringing positivity to the development of Nigeria? Are they contributing? The people that are important to come and kill people in Nigeria, what are they contributing positively? Are they contributing more than the Biafrans in Nigeria? That's the question for them to answer.
Yesterday, we saw what transpired in the Israel parliament, as that Israel and the US government is said to place Biafra on a global recognition and also to be recognized as a chartered nation. Mazi, what is your take on this, sir?
Breaking news that triggered a lot of white jubilation all over the world, especially to 85 million Biafrans who has been on their knees showing solidarity, rallies, labels, logistics, diplomacy here and there, and consistent referendum every Monday.
Consistent referendum every Monday.
Got the world attention. This is more than 50 years or thereabouts, that the Knesset, Israeli parliament, decided to recognize 1967, pay homage to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and celebrate the coming of the first Jewish black nation in Africa. It didn't come as a surprise. Divinity, God, is also involved. Yes, one of the strongest nations in the world has spread Biafra in the Middle East.
Calling people Jews.
You can see, you can see the whole thing, gradually manifesting. Everywhere you are, celebrate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ojukwu Kanu. Celebrate him. He's a great man, a great prophet, one of the sophisticated freedom fighter in the history of the world. Without a gun. Without a gun. I don't want to go back to what they are saying concerning this and that, but let us leave it to without just ordinary plastic and chair. The world got his attention on what is happening in Nigeria. Today, the global world is focusing on Nigeria, courtesy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu
and even
advocacy.
Getting a data.
Yes, I must tell you that I was actually coming to that. But I have to give references and solidarity to those who champion this cause to the extent that the Jerusalem has had their voice. The Biafran agitation got the most significant breakthrough when Jacob, Maggie, Rachel, Avis stood in the heavenly parliament and got unanimous support from the White House Congress. And I see the secret there was the document they called the Biafran Recognition Charter was signed. The Nigerian media will not tell you that. They can never mention that. Well, of course, they know what is at stake.
But what does it spell for the Nigerian state?
Of course, it tells them that just like the king told Bola Ahmed Tinubu and sweep him, out completely from the ground. Bola Ahmed never saw it coming. That His Royal Majesty, the most important and valuable Majesty King in Igbo land now has took Bola Ahmed Tinubu by surprise. What happened in Israel took Nigeria by surprise. Today, they have declared an emergency. They are discussing it. How did it happen? And it means
right?
Yes, it means that they are now afraid that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should. I think they are discussing it because the thing has gotten global attention. It is only in Nigeria that our IPOB members are terrorist organization.
Only in Nigeria.
Imagine MK, Jacob Maki, celebrating IPOB, mentioning IPOB, dedicating his speech to the indigenous people of Biafra, right there in the parliament. Bros, no matter how you look at it, no matter, it is a significant impact. And I learned that Aso Rock is not happy with it. They are already on an emergency meeting. A lot of Nigerians may not understand what is going to happen to them. They don't know what is happening. Everybody is pretending. Yes, say that until Obafu Hananya, it will come. Very real. As I remember a few years ago, it looks as if there was no headway. Look at the small boy that was invited in the Knesset Parliament hall or chambers.
But sir,
that was celebrated.
But sir, this still brings me back to the fact that when when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he would not fight Biafra, that see, with the barrel of gun, he said he would dialogue with international communities. Now, do you think that has even become
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu
a reality?
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not talking about international community.
Okay.
Mazi Kanu does not need international community, does not United Nations. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu looked at, identifying his religious alliance, identify his ideological alliance, and now look at communities, nations, countries around the world who can identify with him and show him solidarity. No. And the message as at that time, because we have had different United Nations Secretary General before Antonio Guterres. And they told him very clearly, non-violent approach is the way to go. And he maintained it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only freedom fighter that when army invaded his house and killed 28 youth, there was no gun found.
His compound.
Not one naira, not even single bullet found. But when they went to Igboho's house, they saw all manner of things. Today, they are saying Igboho is we cannot be one. And thank God for the solidarity we are getting, because it is a long way, long walk to freedom.
But what is the role that yesterday I saw a broadcast made by the Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in which he said he will protect the Igbo Jews. Don't you think that he will wipe out every terrorist? Who are the terrorists in this contest?
Anybody that stands against the children of the Most High, whether as a political weapon, whether as a religious weapon, whether as a radical agenda, whether it is an ideology that does not align with we, the children of God, celebrating the heavens 24 hours. God has already given that him too is a God of war, physically and spiritually. Physically we have Israel, physically we have America. When especially the Israeli, and spiritually, anything that is physical, that is against the children of God anywhere in the world, either by commission or by omission, must be brought down.
Yes. You are now seeing how everything is going and how the whole thing is happening. We believe that the enemy of Biafra must be brought down and they must go in shame. They must go home in shame. That is what we know. The way everything is happening, we believe that this time around, the Israel government, so this Israel parliament, they will not listen to Bianca Ojukwu and what she's trying to do. They will not listen to him this time. And thank God that everybody is seeing how the Nigerian system is, and the banditry, terrorism, Boko Haram, and how the Islams, they are trying to take over the whole place in the country. So people need to rise up and people need to speak. And then before you rise up or before you speak, I know that all those things is because of the government. The government is paying her. So somebody who is eating from the slave master, it is whatever the master tells you, you will do. So that is what is there. We believe that soon she will go back in shame, and everything will still come reality. Enough is enough for the days of Biafra and for the days of the freedom to come. That is what we know. I would like to hear your comment down below. What do you think about the whole thing going on in Nigeria, in Biafra land, and around the world? Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share it to go around, let others see what is happening. Say thank you for watching.